Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marky Picks. And in today's video, I got another free 6-pick prize pick slip for you, covering today's Friday night college football action. Quick recap of yesterday's slip. This is the worst slip I've put on the channel so far. We only went 1 out of 6. So, yeah, definitely things did not go our way here game script wise, like I thought they would. Starting off with Logan Fife, the college football game. He was looking good at halftime. He had like 143 yards at half, so he was on pace to go over. I knew it was going to be tight, but second half game script wise, they were playing with the lead, so they weren't passing the ball, especially down the field as much as they would normally do. Because New Mexico State, they don't usually play with a lead most games because they're not a very good football team, but in this game, they had pretty much control of the game throughout the whole way. And he just came up a little bit short with like 255 there, as he only got like 10 passing yards in that whole fourth quarter because they were just running it out. So didn't go our way there. Connor Williams, another one that just came up just a bit short. Pretty fun game to watch though. Just the NFL. He finished with 65. Man, going into overtime, he just needed to get 4 more yards and it would have been cash because I had him on another slip because I split these picks up. I had a 2-pick with him and Fife for the late night football action. So both of them didn't go my way in that slip. Really just nothing on my way at all today. It was one of my worst days playing prize picks. So it happens sometimes. But anyway, Connor Williams, he really should have smashed this number. I mean going through that first half, he only had like 6 or 7 carries, which is kind of on pace, but they weren't. He didn't really get his normal volume. I was expecting him to get at least 16 to 17 carries in his game. He only ended up getting 13. So if I had him projected to get his normal amount of carries, then he would have went over this number for sure. But didn't go our way there. Jack Flaherty, 4.5 strikeouts. He finished with 4. I mean, if you look at his whole slip, man, we're just missing by a couple here. I mean, we're right on it with all of these for the most part. But he had 4 pretty early on. He got through 3 innings, I think, with 4 strikeouts, and he pitched through the 4th inning. Didn't record a strikeout. He had like a couple batters in the inning with 2 strike counts. And he couldn't get the strikeout on him. And the 5th inning, he got through, and he also had a couple 2-strike counts, and he wasn't able to get that last strikeout we were looking for. So another one that just came up just a little bit short. Torkelson, he cashed this one pretty late in this game. Got an RBI single there. Finally came through. Like I was expecting him to get a big hit because he's really been quiet in this whole series. But he finally got a big knock there in that 7th inning, I believe. The RBI single pushed him over that line there. Aaron Judge, man, he just can't seem to get it going in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. I mean, I was hoping one of these games he would go deep. He just continues to struggle in the postseason with the long ball, and he didn't really do anything at the plate except get hit by a pitch, and that only got us 2 points, which is not enough for this number. That was the worst one on this one, and Xander Bogaerts, another one that hit late, didn't go our way. He was shut down through, 3 plate appearances. He was over 3. Then he ended up, again, just similar to yesterday's slip, we got burned with the stolen base, and that's exactly what burned us here. He got a single in that 7th or 8th inning, which I knew was going to be his last plate appearance. But yeah, he got a single, and then he ended up stealing a base there, which it was really close. He could have been out there. It was close play, but he was called safe. They really couldn't overturn it. It was too close. And he ended up going over that number. So things just really didn't go our way on this slip. But I thought we still had good projections on these. But, that's what happens sometimes. The game scripts, don't go your way and ends up having a bad night. But looking forward to turning the page here in today's college football action. I think I got 6 plays y'all are really going to like. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. First pick, we got Maverick McIver under 315.5 passing yards. My projection is at 283.4. So this is it's a controversial pick. I think people probably aren't going to like taking the under here. Because if you go look at this game lines for this game, the total is at 61.5, I believe, which is like one of the higher totals you're ever going to find in college football. And it's a 2.5 point spread. I believe Delaware is the favorite in this one. So it's a close game. But I think I think the books are favoring. I think they're taking Delaware's passing defense. They're not terrible. They're not that bad of a passing defense. I feel like so. And my projection reflects that here. I mean, I think McIver is one of the better quarterbacks, like in the mid-major level. So I do think he's a good quarterback, and he's well capable of going over this number. But I'm gonna go against the public on this one. I think the public's gonna take a lot of overs on this one. So this is purely me fading the public. I think it's gonna be a fun game, but I think actually Western Kentucky plays with a lead in this game as well. I know Delaware is favored by 2.5, but I think Western Kentucky wins this game outright. Um, I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think this game actually plays a little bit slower than most people think that it will. But it also could. This game could go two different ways. But I'm picking the way that I'm projecting it for. So I do think he has a big game. I think he gets into 280s, like I have him projected for. He could get into 290s, but I think like end of the game, I think he's gonna go in the fourth quarter with about like 280 to 290 passing yards, and I think they could just run the clock out to win the game. So I'm playing that game script philosophy in this pick. But play this at your own risk. I think this is one of the most riskiest plays on the slip today. So just proceed with caution on this one. Second pick, we're going Grayson Loftus over 172.5 passing yards. My projection is at 191. Little insight here at Charlotte taking on USF. So just a little insight. Charlotte's playing as like 28.5 point underdog. So a huge underdog here. They're going to be trailing the whole game, so they're likely going to be passing the ball more. And South Florida's passing defense isn't that good, so I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for Loftus to make some plays through the air here. And if they have any chance of making this game competitive, they got to make some big plays down the field. And also, Loftus is now the full-time starter for Charlotte. Their regular starter, they were kind of flip-flopping, like two quarterbacks each game they've played. Connor Harrell, he's out for the season, so now it's Loftus's. He can just go out there and just show whatever he's got. I think he's in a great spot here. I think this is one of my safest plays here. I'm locking this in on every slip I play, I think, tonight for college football. I think this is a solid over to kickstart any of your slips that you want to build tonight. Jumping into pick number 3, we're going Floyd Chalk under 46.5 rushing yards. My projection is at 29.1. So this is another one. It's one of my more riskiest plays on this slip, just because I think this game could go with a high score. I think this is a very good chance. I have another pick here I'm about to show you in a second that's going to correlate. Not exactly correlate with this pick, but it's going to show you why I think this game is going to go over. But anyway, Floyd Chalk, he hasn't gotten over this line in like any game this season so far. He's hovered right around the 20s, the 30s, got some up to the 40s mark, but he hasn't had a big rushing game because that's not how San Jose State plays. San Jose State, they pass the ball a lot. They got a really good quarterback in Walker Egypt. Floyd Chalk is a veteran though, so I mean, he could break off a couple big runs, but I like New Mexico's rushing defense. That's exactly why I'm taking this under. I think this line's set a little too high. I think this line should be right around like the 40s. I'd be comfortable with, but if we're getting it at 46.5, I can see him getting into the 30s and low 40s, but I don't think he's going to have one of those big rushing games. He has been due to break out of a rushing game though, so that's why I have a little risk on this pick here. So that's why I said it. Also play this one with caution if you're going to tail this whole slip. But I still think he has a good chance to go under, but I think this game could be a lot of points scored, so that's why I would have concern taking the under on this one. Jumping into pick number 4, we got Jack Lane over 224.5 passing yards. My projection is at 286.4. So like I just said, this is the opposite side of the game. I'm taking New Mexico's quarterback over 224.5 passing yards. So I think this is another one of my like safest overs on this slip. I mean, one of my locks. I have really high probability that this one's going to hit. San Jose State's defense has been absolutely atrocious, especially when defending the pass. And I think New Mexico. Jack Lane, he's a pretty solid quarterback, I would say. He can make some plays through the air. They got good weapons on the outside. And like I said, San Jose State is not a good passing defense. I think this game stays really competitive. So, I mean, I think this line is just way too small. I think this should be up in the 240s to 250s, really. So, I think this line definitely jumps up in the next 24 hours. I would be really shocked if it stays around the 220s. but getting it right now, 224.5. I'm smashing the over here on every slip I'm playing. So I just love this game environment. I think this could be a game environment where you get in the 30s for each team and possibly go to overtime. So solid under over there, Jacqueline. Jumping to pick number 5, we're going Lucky Sutton over 78.5 rushing yards. My projection is at 90.1. San Diego State's taking on Colorado State. This game should be pretty low scoring. I'm not expecting that much offense in this one at all. Just because on the opposite side of this game, Colorado State's starting a backup quarterback. I'm pretty sure they're starting a backup quarterback. I was going to take his under on the passing yards line, but I wasn't too sure, about the data I had, so I didn't take it. But Lucky Sutton, he's been a very steady back for San Diego State. They love to run the ball. He gets about 16 carries every game, and I expect him to get the same amount, if not more, in this one. Colorado State on the other side, they do not defend the run at all very well. And I think this is a spot where San Diego State's going to pound the run. I think he could easily see 20 carries at the end of this game. I think this game does stay a little competitive, but I think San Diego State does play with the lead. And I think Sutton has a couple big runs, and I think he can definitely get over this line just because of the matchup and the volume and just the spot. I think this makes this a really solid overplay. I think this is my third favorite pick on this whole slip. So if you want to put these on separate slips. So jumping in the last pick of this slip, we're going Bear Bachmeier over 195.5 passing yards. My projection is at 213.2. So you got BYU taking on West Virginia in the late game. BYU's coming off a pretty emotional win last week in Colorado. They're coming back home in this one. Another night game. It's a tough place to play there at night for anybody. West Virginia on the other side defending this. They're really bad defending the pass. Bear Bachmeier hasn't had that big passing game yet. He's not really one to do that either. He's kind of a runner. He kind of just takes what the defense gives him. And I think in this spot, West Virginia's going to give him plenty of options to get big passing plays. I think West Virginia kind of wants to sell out for the run as well because BYU does have L.J. Martin. He's one of the better running backs right now. That's not being talked about, I feel like, in college football. He's having big yardage games, and I think West Virginia's going to come in here, who already has a pretty solid rushing defense to begin with. I think they look to key in on L.J. Martin more in the rushing game, and that's going to open up some big passing plays for Bachmeier. The only risk here is that BYU is probably going to be playing with a big lead, so they might not pass the ball much in the second half, so we're hoping he gets a big number in that first half, so he doesn't have to worry much about getting it in the second half that much. That's really the only risk I'm worried about here. Unless West Virginia can somehow make this game competitive, which I don't know if they can. I mean, they're not a very good team. I mean, they just got too many new guys and a new coaching staff. So I mean, the roster overall is kind of not there for West Virginia this year. So that's the slip, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button as well. I really appreciate all the support these videos have been getting. I know today wasn't our best day if you tailed the slip today, but that doesn't really happen much at all. I think that's the worst slip I've had since the channel started, but we've been hitting an insane hit rate. We've been hitting at least over 70% over the last 2 weeks. So we're still hitting at a pretty solid rate. So yeah, we're gonna have bad nights here and there, but we're looking to keep those at a minimum because I'm chasing these greens each and every day. I'm trying to put out these free picks every day for y'all. So yeah, I'm hoping this one hits tonight. I feel good about it. We're taking more overs this time than unders. Usually I take a lot of unders more than overs, but I think we're gonna have some pretty fun games to watch. Even though there's not big name value. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Tomorrow I think I'm going to double upload tomorrow. I'm going to have an MLB video and a college football video as well. Just because MLB's running out of time and there's not going to be that many plays left for the MLB, so I'm trying to get those plays out before the season's over. And of course, college football is loaded on Saturday as always for the next couple months. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.